Hi, this is Muad from JB Academy. In today's video, we will be discussing very important lesson, which is lesson 8.1 prime and composite numbers. It's important for grade 6 and grade 5 students. Here we start. Our objective will be today identify the number if it's prime or composite. Then we need to write the prime factorization of each number. But how we know the number is prime or if it is composite? Now here we have in this sentences prime numbers and composite numbers. Prime numbers will be represented by P and composite number will be represented by C. So prime number is number which is greater than 1. So focus on this, is greater than 1 and has exactly or just two factors. What I mean by factors? Guys, as you can see here, when you multiply two numbers, like we multiply 3 by 4, we get 12. So this 3 and 4, we call them factors of the product, which is 12. So 3 and 4 are one of the factors of or factor pairs of 12. So the prime number is a number greater than 1 and has exactly two factors, 1 and itself. For example, when I say 7 is a prime number, I mean that 7 has exactly just two factors, 1 and 7. Whole numbers, I mean. I can't get 7 by multiplying any two whole numbers except 1 and 7. So in this case, I'm not talking about decimals or fractions, but I'm talking about whole numbers. So it has exactly two factors, which is whole numbers. Now, I write here 2 as is the leader. 2 is the leader of the prime numbers because it's the only even number which is prime number. Here we will come here to this list of some important and famous prime numbers, and you can see 2 is the first one. Now the composite numbers, number greater than 1 and has more than two factors. Any number greater than 1 which has more than two factors, we call it composite number. So the number can't be composite and prime at the same time. The number either composite or prime. For example, if I say 10, I can get 10 by multiplying 1 by 10, and I can get it in another way, which is 2 multiply 5. So 10 has four different factors, 1, 2, 5, and 10. So it's a composite number. As you can see, here we can call 1 multiply 10 and 2 multiply here the factors of 10. 1 multiply 10 equals 10 and 2 multiply 5 equals 10. This 1 and 10 we call them factor pair, and 2 and 5 we call them factor pair. By the way, now 10 is a composite number because it has more than two factors. It has four factors, 1, 10, and 2, and 5. So I think now it's clear for you that prime number has exactly or has just two factors, and which is whole numbers, of course, and composite number has more than two factors. The number should be greater than 1. But when I'm talking about 1, it is neither prime and nor composite. It is neither prime nor composite. Now, here is a note. Don't be confused with even and odd. As you know, even and odd numbers is different category. But now we talk about prime and composite. Even and odd numbers, even numbers like 0, 2, 4, 8, 6, 10. Any number can be divided by 2 without remainder, or any number can be put in groups of 2 with no one left over. But odd number is number can be put in groups of 2 and we have 1 left over. So what I want to mention in this situation, that most of the prime numbers are odd, or we can say all prime numbers are odd numbers except 2. You need to remember this. All prime numbers are odd numbers except number 2, which is the least or the only even number which is prime. But not all the odd numbers are prime, because we can say 9. 9 is odd number, but it is composite because we have 1 and 9 and we have 3 times 3. 15 is an odd number, but it is not a prime number. It's not a prime number because it has 4 factors, 1 and itself 15, and we have 3 and 5. I hope this point is clear for you now. Now let me move to another point, which is prime factorization. What is prime factorization, or what we call PF? Is the product of the prime factor. So we need to write the number as a product of its prime factors. So I have to put 2 lines here under prime. So we have to be careful when we make prime factorization. We can't start by any 2 factors. By the end of the day, we should end with prime factors. For example, this number 12, I want to write the prime factor mostly using the factor 3. I will use the factor 3 to write the prime factorization in 12. But I will use different factors. I will start by different factors, because you can start by different factors for any number to write the prime factorization. For example, 12, I can start by any 2 factors of 12. So I start by 2 and 6. So 2 and 6 are 2 factors of 12. If you multiply them, you get 12. So I can start by them. But the prime factorization, to write the number as a product of its prime factor. So I stop here, but I will continue my tree. I continue the branches here. Now 6 can be written as 3 multiply 2. So now I end up with all the numbers that are what? Prime numbers. So 12 can be written as 2 times 2 times 3. Or we can write it 2 to the second power, or 2 squared multiply 3. This what we call prime factorization. But if another student start by 3 multiply 4, but mister, we have started by 2 multiply 6. Yes, no problem. You can start by any 2 factors, but you should end with a prime number or prime numbers. So 3 is a prime. I stop here. I continue my factor 3 on the other side. 4 can be, because 4 is a composite number. It has 3 factors, 1 and 4 itself, and 2, because 2 multiply 2. I said all even numbers except 2 are composite numbers. Now 4 is 2 times 2. So now I can write 12 as 2 times 2 times 3. Is the same when I start by 2 and 6, and when I start by 3 by 4. Now let me ask you a question and give you time to answer it, then I show you the answer. If I write the prime factorization of, let me say, 24. So I give you choices. 2 times 12 and 3 times 8, and the answer 3. 4 multiply 6, or the choice 4, I write 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 3. So now what is the prime factorization of 24? I give you 4 choices: 2 multiply 12, 3 multiply 8, 4 multiply 6, and 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 3. Of course, we can write this as 2 to the third power multiply 3, or 2 cubed multiply 3. Now I give you advice. You can stop the video for just 1 minute and guess and try to find the answer. But focus with me that the prime factorization is the product of the number of the prime factors. To write the number as a product of prime factors, it means all the factors should be prime. After you continue the video now, some students will be confused and they will say, this is correct. 2 multiply 12 is 24. But as you can see, 12 is not a prime number. So it's wrong, because 12 is not a prime number. So this is wrong. Prime factorization, I want to write the number as a product of its prime factors using the factor 3. And here, 3 multiply 8, yes, it's 24. But 8 is not a prime number. So I cancel it. 4 multiply 6 is 24, but both are composite numbers. So I cancel it. Now, in the fourth choice, 2 multiply 2 equals 4, multiply 2 equals 8, multiply 3 equals 24. Now look at the factors, all of them are prime numbers. So we can say that this is the correct answer. The prime factorization of 24 is 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 3. We can write it using powers. 2 cubed multiply 3, or 2 to the third power multiply 3. Now it's your turn to practice with me. Practice. Write the prime factorization of each number. If it is a prime, write P. If it's composite, write C. I will write here. If it is composite, write C and find the prime factorization. By the way, we can't find the prime factorization of a prime number. So if it's composite, we can't find the prime factorization. We should note this important issue. Now I start by this number 23. By the way, I write here some important, from 1 to 60, some important prime numbers. It's good to memorize them or understand them or to remember them, let's say. 2, 3, 5, 7. Where is 9? 9 is composite. It has many factors. I keep repeating that. I'm sorry. 11, 13. Where's 15? It's a composite. 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59. So it's important sometimes to remember the what we call divisibility rules, because some numbers are confusing. Like some students, they think that 57 is a prime number. 57 is divisible by 3. So it is not a prime number. If you know the divisibility rules, you know this number is divisible by 3. So I hope I will make a video for divisibility rules. It will be helpful in this chapter or this topic. Now 23 is a prime number, is a prime number. So I will not do or make the prime factorization. 36 is even number. It's an even number, so it is composite. It is composite because it's even number. All even numbers are composite except 2. Except number 2. So I need to make the prime factorization of 36. I can start by any 2 factors. We should note that. I can start by any 2 factors of 36. We can start by 2 by 18. We can start by 4 by 9. Or 12 times 3. Or 6 times 6. Whatever you want to start, you can start by any 2 factors. But you should end up with prime numbers or prime factors. So for me, I would like to start by 6 and 6. because it's very, very famous. 6 times 6 equals 36. Because this composite number, I should continue in the factor 3. This will become 2, 3, and this will become 2, 3. Now, all of them are prime numbers. I should stop here. So I write 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. This is the prime factorization of 36. Of course, you should write, or you can write it as power. You write it like this. 2 power 2 multiply 3 power 2. Now 2, I put this on purpose because I want you always to remember the only even number which is prime is 2. So I write prime. Now the last one, I give you a time. I hope you can pause the video now for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Take your time to think about 51. Is it divisible by any number? Can we get 51 by multiplying in two numbers, except 51 and 1? Think about 51, but take in your consideration here, I didn't write it here in the prime numbers. So it is composite. So what numbers I can start with for 51? Pause the video for 1 minute, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Think about it. Then come back to the video. Now, 51. If you know the divisibility rules, you can add 5 plus 1 equals 6. 6 is in the multiple of 3. So this number is divisible by 3. But 3 multiply what? You should try, or you should remember this. Now 3 multiply 20 is 60. 3 multiply 15 is 45. So 3 multiply what equals 15? 51. 3 multiply 17. Now 3 is a prime number. So I stop here. And 17 is a prime number. I stop here. So I told you it's a good idea to remember these prime numbers, which is very famous prime numbers from 1 to 6, from 2 to 60. Now here, this prime and this prime, I can write here equals, it's composite number. Now I write 3 multiply 17. That's all for today. I hope this video is beneficial for you. Thank you very much.